We will go through the exercises for chapter 6, multiple choice 1. This is the definition of the discrete random variable, so the correct one is C. Number 2, variance is a measure of the dispersion of a random variable, so the correct one is B. Number 3, a continuous random variable may take any value in an interval or collection of intervals, A. Next one, average value. This is the same as the mean, expected value, so the correct one is C. And for number 5, which one is a condition? It is the last one. The summation of the probabilities has to be equal to 1, D. Problem number 1, we have the X. X is the number of new clients from 0 to 6. We have the probabilities. So step number 1 is to calculate the expected value. So we multiply the two columns and the summation gives you the expected value. So you multiply 0 times 0.05, which is 0, 1 times 0.1, 0.1, 2 times 0.2, 0.4, and then you continue. So this is the mean, and the mean is equal to 3. For the variance, I have to create another column, x minus mu square times the probability. Now the x goes from 0 to 6, and the mean is the expected value, the 3, that we calculate from the previous part, and the f of x is the second column. So we have 0 minus 3 square times 0.05. So this is 9 times 0.05, 0.45. 1 minus 3 square is equal to 4. 4 times 0.1, 0.4. And then we continue with the rest of the calculations. The summation gives you the variance, so 210 is the variance, and then you take the square root of the variance, and this is the standard deviation. So the standard deviation is 1.45. In a similar manner we do problem number 2. We have the x from 0 to 4, we have the f of x. So step 1, we calculate the probabilities, and in order to calculate the expected value. So this is the probability, so we multiply the x times f of x, and the summation gives you the expected value. So 0 times 0.1 is 0, 1 times 0.25 is 0.25, and then you continue. So the expected value is equal to 2, or the mean. Then for the variance, this is the x, this is the mu, this is the f of x, the probability. So we have to calculate 0 minus 2 square, which is 4, 4 times 0.1, 0.4. 1 minus 2 square is 1, 1 times 0.25 is 0.25, and then you continue. So the summation is 1.3, and this is the variance. So the variance is 1.3, the standard deviation is the square root of the variance, 1.14. Next problem, problem 3. We have to calculate the probabilities, and this is a binomial distribution. Probability of success, your P is 0.4. The N is equal to 5. Question number 1 contains 2 female voters, so X is equal to 2. So probability X to be equal to 2, it's binomial PDF 5, the sample size, comma 0.4, probability of success, comma 2, based on the question. So let's go to work with the graphing calculator. We have to go to second, variables, and we go to 0, binomial PDF. If you have TI-84, you may have to go to letter A. So the correct order is N, which is 5, comma P, which is 0.4, comma X, which is 2. Click enter. And this is the same answer. 0.346, I have 3 decimals in the graphing calculator. Now, let's go to see problem number, the second part of problem number 3. More than 3 means 4 and 5, and we have to stop at 5 because we have a sample of 5. So we have to do the same steps twice. One step is when x is equal to 4, and the second step when x is equal to 5. Let's go to use the graphing calculator again. So we go to second, variables. Again we go to 0, binomial PDF, and then we have 5, 0.4, 4, when x is equal to 4, close the parenthesis, plus second variables, we go to 0, so we have 5, 0.4, 5, close the parenthesis, click enter. So 0.087, and this is the answer that I have. I have here 5 decimals, in the graphing calculator I have 3, so this is the answer. Expected value is n times p, n is the sample size times 0.4, 5 times 0.4, so it's 2. The variance is n times p times 1 minus p, so 5 times 0.4 times 1 minus 0.4, 1.2, and then you take the square root of the variance, and this is the standard deviation. Problem 4, again we have to use the graphing calculator. The probability of success is 0.15 or 15%. We have a sample of 8, so n is 8. So what is the probability to have exactly 2 minorities? So binomial PDF 8, 0.15, 2. So this is the probability, 0.2376. What is the probability to have at least one minority? At least one means from 1 until 8, because 8 is the sample size. So you calculate for 1, for 2 until 8, and then you add the probabilities. You can do this problem for practice. The correct answer is 0.7275, 72.75%. What is the probability to have less than 2 minorities? Less than 2 means 1 and 0. Don't forget a 0. So you have to do binomial PDF 8, 0.15, 1 when x is 1, plus binomial PDF 8, 0.15, 0 when x is equal to 0. So these are the two probabilities. You add them, so the probability is 0.6572.